أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وسيق الذين اتقوا ربهم إلى الجنة زمرا حتى إذا جاءوها وفتحت أبوابها وقال لهم خزنتها سلام عليكم طبتم فادخلوها خالدين وقالوا الحمد لله الذي صدقنا وعده وأورثنا الأرض نتبوأ من الجنة حيث نشاء فنعم أجر العاملين وترى الملائكة حافين من حول العرش يسبحون بحمد ربهم وقضي بينهم بالحق وقيل الحمد لله رب العالمين صدق الله العظيم. These are ayats from Surah Az-Zomar. The ayah number 73, 74, and the last ayah, ayah number 75. There is 75 verses in Surah Az-Zomar. At the ayah number 73, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins to talk about the blessed believers. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا. At the ayah number 71 and 72, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala narrated us about the situation of the doomed disbelievers when they will be driven to hellfire, and about their states there, and what the gatekeepers will say to them, and how they feel when they see the torment of fire, and how they would say at that moment. And now the ayah 73, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins to talk about the believers and how they will be led to paradise. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ, and those who have taqwa, they will be driven to Jannah. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defines them as those who have taqwa. He described the disbelievers with kufr. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Kufr means the one who covers up the truth, who denies the truth. So we can say everyone who enters hellfire, those who abides in hellfire, the dwellers of hellfire, they are al-kuffar, those who denied the truth in their life. So it's common definition for them, الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. And now the common definition about the dwellers of paradise, الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا, those who have taqwa. اتَّقَوْا means protected themselves. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ, protected themselves from their Lord. Well, how the person can protect himself from his Lord? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran describes the one who observes his duty towards his Lord bittaqwa, protecting himself from his Lord, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created us, and He gave us many abilities. He wants us to use them and to understand the life, to realize the life, and to understand, to reach the Creator, understand the power of the Creator, and after understanding Him, after appreciating His power and His creation, and His power in His creation, and His control over all things, we should amend ourselves. We should control ourselves toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After that moment, we cannot behave as we are the ones who created ourselves. We cannot behave as we are living in place without owner. We should know that this place has owner, and the one who owns this place, this universe, is the one who owns us. We should respect to him. Respecting the Lord, respecting the one who created everything, is the taqwa. We respect him, we show our respect to him, we are grateful toward him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not punish us. But if we deny him, if we live as if we created ourselves, or as if we created the universe, if we neglect him, if we overlook him in our life, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may punish us. He can punish us. So protecting yourself from the torment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the chastisement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the way of taqwa. Whenever we do anything, we should think, will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala please with it or not? Will Allah like it or not? If we think that the one who created us will dislike this action, we should abstain ourselves from that action. Many actions we can understand if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will like it or not. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gave us the ability for distinguish between the good and bad, between the wrong and the right, and between the justice and injustice. We can understand. So if when we do injustice, when we cause injustice, at that moment we feel guilty, and this is the rahmah, this is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He warns us through that feelness, through that feeling of guilty. So at that moment we know that we are using power which is not valid for us and which is not lawful to us. We are when we are wronging someone, when we are doing wrong for someone, when we are stealing his money, or when we are beating him, any kind of injustice, we can understand them. So through our abilities, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask, why did you cause injustice? You were knowing that this is not right for you, this is not true for you, but I had already given you that ability, but you denied that ability, and you were proud, and you claimed that you have that right because you have that power, and you did many crimes. At that moment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to him, you should know that this universe and these creatures is not alone. They have their Lord, I am their Lord, and I will give them their right. I will judge between you. ثم يوم القيامة عند ربكم تختصمون. And at that day, the day of resurrection, you will all dispute before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He will judge between you. So if we want to protect ourselves, we abstain from the wrong, we abstain from the bad thing, we abstain from the evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. We have already shown him the way of truth, the right way, and the evil way. إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا. He can be one of those who are grateful to his Lord. وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. And we open the way to be undutiful and ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way of kufr, the way of denial. So protecting yourself when you are about to do some wrong, you feel that one day your Lord will ask you, will take account to you about that action. So you abstain from that bad thing. This is the taqwa. This is how you protect yourself from the one who owns everything. So those Therefore, those who enters a paradise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named them الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا, those who had taqwa, those who had protected themselves. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا. They will be driven to Jannah, to paradise. This, their action, their fulfillment of duty toward their Lord, these are not real reason. These actions does not deserve the paradise. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives paradise as a reward, as a bonus to them because of their good deeds. But their good deeds does not deserve the Jannah, the paradise, because they were already responsible to do that, to respect their Creator without considering any reward. He is the one who created, and He deserves to be worshipped. He deserves to be respectful to Him. So the reward comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a bounty, as a mercy, as a bonus. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا. They will be driven to Jannah at that day, the day of resurrection, which mentioned at the Ayah 67. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا. They will be transmitted to their, they will be transferred to their zumara, in groups, and starting with best of them, because ثُمَّ نُنَجِّ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we will rescue those who have taqwa. And the taqwa, we know that between feeling of taqwa and between fulfilling of taqwa, there is degrees in them. Some fears Allah too much and abstains from the evil too much, and there is degree between them. So Zumara means group after group, and starting with the best group. سِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا. For example, the prophets as a group, the prophets with the prophets, then the scholars, for example, with their colleagues, and the martyrs also with their peers. So every group consisted of people of same kind. They will be transmitted to Jannah, to paradise. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا, in groups. They will be driven to paradise from a bridge called Surat, and that bridge is on hellfire. That bridge is between hell and paradise. Everyone who will enter paradise must pass over that bridge named Sirat. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. So everyone will pass over Jahannam, no matter how